Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Transformation Tuesday, April 18th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Please forgive my tardiness, ladies and gentlemen. I had to make sure that I get the final word of the day, but our guest today has started and discovered his passion for acting in the third grade. He's been on the show previously in 2021, and he's been on hit shows such as Bull and also Blue Bloods. I'm super excited for today's special guest and to catch up with him, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's show. I had such a good time catching up with these legends, these music icons, Force MDs. That interview is up, so make sure you guys please head on over to YouTube and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime to check it out in case you missed it. All right, Fashion Dolls. So without further ado, I am going to send this live to my very special guest, Arron Lloyd, and he is going to be joining me. I'm super excited, Fashion Dolls, to catch up with him. We did our interview. It was me, him, and Tyrone, and we had a good time. All right, so let me share this live, let everyone know that we are on and in full effect. Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for today's show? I know I am. Are you guys ready? I know I'm ready. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our incredibly talented, handsome special guest, Arron Lloyd. Hello.
Yo,
Hello.
what's up? Is we live?
Yes, we are
Nice,
here.
nice.
It is such a pleasure to have you here. How have you been, stranger?
I've
Because
been,
our last interview we did would have been back in 2021, I'm guessing.
I think so. Yeah, it was a while back. I want to say like a year or two ago. But yeah, I've been getting fantastic and getting better. Better out of you.
Yes, and I'm glad to have you here. So while we're here, let's before we kick off what you've been up to, how has 2023 been for you thus far?
2023 has brought some amazing miracles and blessings and growth and opportunities. My way continue to come my way. Really, some things that I've been focusing on. I've been really helping a lot of people. An immediate goal is to really impact a lot of lives. So, at a speaking engagement in the UK, I've spoken at UPenn, an Ivy League institution. Um, a lot of auditions, particularly in the Atlanta space, since I've got my agent in Atlanta. And just building reputation in Southeast and getting opportunities in New York as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to.
Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. And you also have a project that will be coming out that's in post production, Crown, as well. I know you can't give away too much on that, so you guys just make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. But other than that, the last time we talked, we were just meeting. It was me, you, and Tyrone. It was two actors, and one I said, "Oh God," it was at the last minute, so I said, "Could we do a panel?" And it turned out perfectly.
Yeah.
But now it's just you and as me here. I think it was four of us the last time you were here. But other than that, are we going to expect some producing and directing in the future from you?
I think eventually it'd be cool to be behind the camera. I've done it once before with This Is NYC. And the thing about directing that's it's a different skill set and a different level of leadership because people look up to you like, what are we doing? You got to know everything from the set design to costume and these different departments and things like that. And I think for sure it's something that I'd like to do. Obviously Michael B. Jordan just had a fantastic directorial debut with
Yeah.
Creed 3. Really enjoyed that, and it's something that I like to be creative. I want to be collaborative and creative and be in a creative space. So that's kind of what I do.
And set the blaze, set the trail. So, what are some other things we can expect from you in the future? Because I know you have this upcoming project, Crown, which will be coming out pretty
Hmm.
soon, as amongst some other things. What are some other things that people can expect from you for 2023? We're like smack dab in the middle of 2023.
Yeah. So right now I'm auditioning for some other projects that are mostly theater based in New York that is going to come up. I also have a workshop coming up that I'll be released. It's basically on. I have a friend and partner who does like chakra healing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm be working with her and delivering that to my audience essentially via Audition Tracker. So I'm doing that. I have another engagement that I can't talk about just yet. That's coming out in the fall. So look out for that. And that's all I can say about it right now, unfortunately. It ends up being kind of put together. But yeah, there's a lot that's kind of going on.
So you guys have to make sure that you go and check out Arron's website and follow him here on the gram, Arron Lloyd, his website. I will definitely put that in the comments, www.arronlloyd.com. So you guys can check it out and see what other things he has coming up. Now, you said some things in the fraud. What and for theater, it's a whole different experience because you've done shows as while I was introducing you in the beginning of our catch-up conversation. You've done shows like Bull and Blue Butts, which is a completely different experiences from being in theater.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being on the main stage, theater, which do you prefer the most, theater or being like on set?
Oh, that's such a great question. That's an amazing question. I think something that a lot of actors kind of go back and forth with. I think at the end of the day, theater is the actor's medium because it's the stakes are higher. There's a live audience. There's that pitch and catch with the audience. You feel the energy of the audience. It's like the difference between going to a concert and being there with the musician or whatever there and that collaborative experience. You get that from the other end too, I think. On set, it's collaborative in a different kind of way. I like sets for a different reason because when you're on a TV or a show or anything like that, you truly, I'll speak for myself, I understand the gift it is to be on a set and how collaborative it is. Nothing can exist without every piece of the puzzle being. The lighting person has to be there, the costumers have to be there, the crew is going around doing the electrical things, and it's just amazing to witness these worlds that come to life for the audience. You're there in it. If you're in a court scene, you got the court all there and all these set designers that created it, and it's really cool. So there's that aspect of it that's lends itself to as an actor being in the given circumstances. You don't have to use so much of your imagination and things like that. And when you're on stage, more of your imagination to, oh, there's the barbershop right there, and there's this and that, that kind of thing. But to answer your question directly, theater, I think, is always going to be a love of mine, something that I always come. TV and film obviously pays more. You have more reach for your gift, and that's about it.
Now, theater in real time, if you mess up, the funny part is the audience can catch on to it. Whereas if you're on set, okay, they see one take. So being on stage, on the main stage, you have to make sure that you keep it perfected. Everything has to run smoothly. You have to make sure that you remember your lines and everything if you're deciding to get into theater. What advice would you give to people who are looking to get into theater?
I would give this advice. Always be working on your craft. I'll break it down into like 3 steps. Let's see. The first step is to figure out what kind of stories you want to tell. I had a great mentor, great actor that I really look up to. Something that he said to me is he said that develop a taste for what you like to do. What stories do you want to tell? What impact do you want to have? What's really truly important to you? What's the message that you want to share as an artist? And that can evolve over time because people change and things happen. So I think the first thing you want to do is develop a taste. What kinds of stories do you want to tell? You want to be in August Wilson shows? You want to be in what kind of shows you want to be in? The second thing is you want to surround yourself with good people. There's nothing worse for anybody on this call, anybody that watches afterwards. When you have a dream, you have to protect it. The seeds of those dreams are super important. And if the people around you are saying, oh, Miss Steve, you want to be an icon? You can't do that. You can't do that. And people trying to stomp on your dream, then you can't be around those kinds of people. You got to be around people that water your dream. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, that's 2. So be around, develop the proper team and the proper mindset around you to help you flourish. People that celebrate your success as much as they would for their own. And then you in turn do the same for them. And then the third thing I would say is always be building on your craft. Always determine what success means to you. Because in this industry, in any creative endeavor, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be valleys and peaks and things like that. And your book is serious today, but be unemployed tomorrow. Oh, let me give you 4. So the third thing is like definitely be appreciative and develop your craft so you can continue to grow as an artist. And then the fourth thing I would say is be kind to everybody, because you can be up to date, but down the mark, you never ever know, and you just don't know. Treat people kindly because that's in your heart to do, and then also just treat people kind because you don't know who people are or who they know, things like that.
And it's funny you said that because an actress said the same exact thing. It was Jackie. And this was around the time after Cheryl Lee Ralph won her Emmy. They both sat down and had a conversation together. And while she was working on the set of 227, the person who was bringing her script was Kenya Barris, who
Wow.
created the show Blackish. Yeah, so see, you never know.
Yeah.
That's why you treat people with the kindness and the decency. That is very, very important to have longevity. And we talked about this yesterday when I did my interview with Force MDs. And we talked about longevity and mental health. We talked about a number of things. And then we covered this last week where we talked about giving people their flowers, celebrating them, and treating them with kindness and respect in this business. That will take you a long way in this business. I love you too, Skye. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? My brother, Skye Valentine, is here. I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's interview. I was nervous. But we made it work. It was excellent. So if you guys missed it, definitely go and check it out. But that will take you a long way if you want to survive in this business, is kindness. And that's why I have so many great bonds and relationships with people in this business throughout the years, because I know how to treat people. It's a certain way you do it. And even my mom told me, with getting into this business, you make sure that you treat people the way you would want to be treated, with respect and decency. It can take you a long way. And it's all about professionalism too. That is a key thing of being in this business, is making sure that you are punctual and on time. I was a little tardy because I was making sure that everything was right for this interview. And it definitely is. I'm pleased. I'm definitely pleased. It's been a great week thus far, so I'm thankful.
I love it.
Definitely.
What's been great about your week? What you have going on?
Well, it's just a high. In case you guys missed it, I kind of made the announcement, on certain people know it. But shout outs to legendary supermodel Helena Christensen, who has worked with Revlon Cosmetics, and she's also walked the catwalks for Chanel. Thank you, Helena, if you're watching this, for that repost. I truly, truly appreciate it. It was an honor. And I screamed. I was laying down, taking a little nap, getting a little nap before our interview. And I seen it. I looked down because I go back and I check my emails and messages and things and notifications. And I seen Helena Christensen just reposted. So thank you. And this was for the Met Gala. You guys know that next month is the biggest fashion event in the world, and it's the Met Gala. So make sure you guys go and check out that post. The dates have been released. It goes all the way up until July. So definitely go and check that out, or check out Style by Stevie Daytime for more details on the Met Gala. All right. So that's one. The interview yesterday with Force MDs was such a success. And thank you guys all for tuning in. Like, everybody tuned into that interview. So thank you yesterday for enjoying it. I was nervous before the interview. I literally prayed. I started praying and I said, oh God, please let this run smoothly. And it turned out amazing. So thank you guys for your texts, your phone calls, your messages, your congrats. Thank you all. Just so much love and support. That's what's been great about the week. Style by Stevie has been renewed. We're going to have shows all the way up until October, you guys. So we're booked all the way until October. So we are going to be on it. We have some amazing guests, some amazing lineup. And of course, your girl is going to bring the looks. I'm going to be changing, because yesterday I had brown hair. Today I'm a blonde. So of course, the looks are going to be coming. So you guys hold on to your seat belts, because I've got some things up my sleeve. Definitely. But that's what's making the week so great, is just hard work and consistency and staying dedicated to your passion and whatever it is that you have your mind set on doing. And I can say that with me putting my all into this platform, with these interviews and these conversations, it's imperative, because there are so many people out here who want to become actors. There's so many people who want to become directors, who want to get into the business, and they don't have the tools. So I said, you know what? Let's bring on actors and directors and producers who have experience, like yourself, Arron, who can come in and tell people what are the steps that they need to do to become an actor or a producer or a director, or get in the business, or host a platform. And I can tell you this much: it takes a lot out of you, but it's what I love to do. It's so worth it. And I wouldn't change it because it feels great getting up every day knowing that you can bring someone happiness. And I said, literally getting into this, I want to bring people happiness. So I'm thankful for the support that you guys have given me all throughout. So thank you guys for just supporting Style by Stevie, tuning in weekdays to see the guests or whether to see what I'm wearing. I don't know, but I appreciate you guys so much for your love and support. So I just had to thank you guys for that because I definitely pay attention to it. I see it. So I love you guys and thank you for that. But for you, now you have a project coming up called The Crown. What is one word you can use? Because I know you can't give a whole lot away. What is one word you can use to describe this project?
So Crown is, I would say it's grounded. It's innovative. Grounded and innovative is what I would say for those. Yeah. And it's produced and directed by a good friend, Dash. No, Dash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic work.
Yeah. Dash. So yeah, she really is spearheading the project, and it's gonna be great. She's doing it the right way. So
All right. So you guys have to stay tuned for that.
yep.
Aaron can't give a whole lot away. And let me read what my brother Scott says. Feels great walking in your purpose. Amen. Yes, it does, brother.
That's a fact.
And Scott has given me some advice and gems. I don't even want to go back to what was it, season 15, I want to say. This was around the time I did my interview with Arron and Tyrone. And when we did the film, The Assistant to the horror film, which is out now, so make sure you guys go and check that out. Scott came on and he gave me some advice, and I was emotional. And I can tell you why, because there was so much going on. And just his advice tugged at me. The advice that he's given me along the way has helped.
Yeah.
And I see a difference in the platform. Notice how I would have co-hosts with me, but now it's just me. So it's like I'm having to take it all on my back. So when we did our interview with Arron and Tyrone, it was 4 of us. I think it was me, Johnny, Tyrone, and Arron. And we did a panel. So now it's just me holding down the fort as usual. So it's been great to balance it out, to be able to have guests on and have co-hosts as well too. The guys are still with me. So it's amazing to get both perspectives and both point of views. But yes, I will never forget the advice that Skye has given me. He's talked about, told me, you're going to have challenges being a woman of color in this business. And I've seen it, but I haven't let it stop me. I've let it even more. I love a challenge. So I take the challenge head on and I do it so fearlessly. I don't care about, the challenges. I'd rather push through it and shatter more glass ceilings for Black women, and not only being a Black woman, but being a person of color and for people of color in this business. So that's why I want this platform to continue to succeed and to continue to grow. And I'm thankful. I'm just thankful and overwhelmed at the love and support that you guys give. You tune in religiously Monday through Friday, and believe it or not, I will hear it if I'm not live one day. If I'm not live, people will text me or they will DM me, and they're just like, "Where is she? She's not live," because they will get the notification that I go on. So it's amazing, the love and just the outreach that you guys give. Let me read this comment. Not everyone, because we're having an in-depth conversation and we're dishing with Arron on his projects. Not everyone can be with you, beloved sister. Your vision sometimes may be too big for small minds to go with. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've learned that the hallway. Sometimes you have to change and maneuver things around. Change can be uncomfortable. And I had to start over. I lost my talk show page on Facebook, as you guys know. And I had to start completely over. I was devastated. And all I could do was just break down and cry in the room. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's gone. So I had to start over. But for me, I looked at it as, hey, you're always changing your look. Why not start over? Let it be a new, what I like to call a rebirthing process. Because every season, from season 15 all the way up until now to season 1, all the seasons that I've done with this platform, I can say it's been a reinventing process for me. I don't mind change. I don't mind change and starting over anew. It's nothing new for me. So with that advice being said, don't be afraid to start over to anybody who's looking to get into the business. You know, sometimes you have to take that leap, and that leap can be uncomfortable, but trust me, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And I can say from as for me, it definitely was worth it because it lets you know who's it goes back to what Aaron said in the beginning. I want to go back to that, which is you know who's within your circle, who's genuine and who should be there, and the ones who are not going to be there that are not genuine. Definitely. Rebranding isn't a bad idea. Sometimes it's the essential thing that's needed to go back to the roots of why we started. Exactly. And trust me, Lord knows I've had to rebrand. I said, oh, next step. I would have to say season two. Season two was when I had to kind of rebrand, regroup, and re-strategize the way I was doing things. I couldn't keep continuing to do things that I would do in season one. So I always like to sit down because I sit down with my mom. My mom gives me the ideas on the looks and everything, and I discuss it with her, and then I can discuss it with other cosmetologists and professionals. And I'm just like, some of the looks on the show, I'm just like, nix that, nix that. So I would never do it again. But now I would have to take 29 years of life and experience. I would not do the same things I was doing when I first started off. Because I started off very young doing style by style. And I had no clue, no idea what I was doing. I just got handed the mic. And I was just like, okay. So we're just going to discuss some topics. And we would get into discussing celebrity topics. And then on, I started doing interviews. So you got to start somewhere. And believe me, I'm still going on the journey right along with all of these other content creators out here. And you have a question for you, Aaron, for my brother Skye.
He says, Aaron, when did you know that acting was your calling, and what advice do you have to the younger you?
Ooh,
So I knew that acting. So I grew up in a very kind of, I've always had a propensity for art. I thought I was going to be a musician originally because my grandmother loved people like Earth, Wind, and Fire and Steve Wonder and all
oh,
these holiday parties they were blasting, Etta James, all these like classics. So I was put onto these legends on whose shoulders that we stand on at a very young age. And my music teacher happened to cast me in a play during the third grade. And at that time, it was just something that was fun, to avoid doing homework after school and things like that. I grew up in a place called Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you're not familiar with Bridgeport, Connecticut has this stereotype of being very wealthy, very well off. Not from where I'm from. Bridgeport's an inner city. I know that's weird. It's like saying they're good in Idaho or something like that, but they exist. And Bridgeport's one of them in Connecticut. So I grew up in an environment like that, single parent home. Father died of gun violence when I was a 1 year old. And my music teacher cast me in a play. And in sixth grade, I later saw a play at the high school I would later attend of a peer created, peer student led, directed, acted, performed, written play, a series of plays that helps people in the community. So then I said, wow, this isn't just fun. I can actually have purpose meaning with it. So the foundations of me wanting to be an actor has always been to inspire or empower. And I had a natural gift that I've sharpened to skills at this point. So once I was going to graduate high school, I told myself, I don't want to stop doing this, what I want to do, but I understand the challenges that come with an industry like this. So I prayed, I prayed to God, if this is the path that brought me on, let me get into the school. And I happened to get in, and I've been doing it ever since. So that's the first part. This advice I would give to my younger self is to move with more intentionality. I was so, as an artist younger, and I'll just speak for myself, maybe other people can relate. As an actor in particular, I want to play any role. I want to play what I can, but branding and the way the industry sees you is not always everything. Even somebody like Meryl Streep had a brand that she started as a foundation. And then how do you create your media, your marketing to lend itself to passability? So I'll be more strategic and intentional rather than kind of throwing spaghetti against the wall. And what I mean by that is focus on asking friends, this is a piece of advice if you're an actor watching, if you don't have the resources around you, ask your friends, like, what shows do you watch right now that you can see me on? And get their feedback. What kinds of characters do you see me as? And then get their feedback. And then I think Miss Elliott, she didn't like what people were telling her. So she said, bump that. I'm going to stay true to my vision. I'm going to do what I feel. And I don't know her road. I don't know her personally. But I imagine there's a way to make it happen. But you have to decide for yourself, if you're okay with your typecast, or if you say, screw that, I'm gonna Issa Rae this. I'm gonna create my own kind of thing on YouTube or something like that, and I'm gonna make the industry see me as I see myself. So those are the two options that you have. And what's great, especially what you're doing here, is that you have a platform, you have your own distribution, you have everything that you need in order to create your own path if you want to. And I think that's a beautiful thing that social media, which I have to get better at. I really have to get better at it. You're on it, Miss Stevie, with everything that you're doing. It's not something that is my forte or strength. I'm just gonna be real. I spend as little time on it as possible, but it is needed in our industry. So that those would be my answers to that. And I hope that helps somebody.
And you discovered your passion for acting and in the third grade. So you started off very young as well also. So being in this business, and I'm gonna go back to one thing you said too, which is I kind of talked on this with actor and director and writer Devon Tatum. We talked about actors of color typically being typecast for one specific role. And it's just like we have to break that stigma. We definitely have to break that stigma. We just have to be portrayed in this one light when there's so many things that we can be portrayed as in this
Yeah.
business. So it happens to people of color, but it also is just like, okay, sometimes it can be a blessing and it can be a curse. And at the same time, for us as actors and creators of color, we're just like, okay, we're much more than just the the gangster or we're much more than that. We can be the CEO of companies and these films too. We can be the producers and directors in these films as well too. So create your own lane. That is the best. And Mary Lynch says hi.
Hey, Mary Lynch from Ireland, I think. What's up? What's up, Mary Lynch?
And you got another question.
What's that?
What character would you say that you've played the most challenging, and which one would resonate with you the most? That is from my brother Scott.
That is a great question. So I'll answer the challenging one first, and I'll go into the one that resonates. So in college, I played. There was a play by a playwright that I really adore and respect and love his work. If you haven't heard of him, please start reading his plays. It's called his name is Stephen Abdigirgis, and he wrote a play called The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, in which Judas. The premise of the play is that Judas is on trial, and there's people that are for Judas, and there's people that aren't for him. It's like, well, he betrayed Christ and all this kind of stuff, and he this and this and this, and then the argument's made. Well, Christ needed him though, right, in order to fulfill his purpose or whatever it is. So is he just damn? So it's a brilliant play, and for that play, I had to play both Jesus and Judas on alternating nights. So I got to be both ends of the spectrum, and it just that play I really loved. The director directed it, and her name's Old, in a way in which it's just very movement based and very on a. I have a fond memories of that play, and it was challenging because it had to switch day to day, right, and basically learn both parts in the limited time. Now the one that I really, what's up, Laura? Laura's on the call too. I have the one that resonated most with me is my dream role, essentially, and his name is Franco Wicks, and it's a play by Tracy that's called Superior Donuts. And Franco Wicks, going on to what you said, Miss Stevie, of not being typecast, he's from Chicago. He has that swag, that hood about him, but he's also intellectual, and he loves poetry, and he wants to write America's great novel, and he's just trying to find a way to hustle, make his life better so he can live his dreams. But he's
Yeah.
super funny, super charismatic, things like that. And I resonate with that role, and I like that role. It's because it's fun. It's anytime I actually might go read it again. It's just a play that I really that feeling good anytime I read it. So that's what that's me, and the most challenging one is playing Jesus and Judas on alternating nights because you got to switch, you know. So yeah.
2 and 1. My goodness. It's a lot. And Laura says hello.
What's up? Laura is amazing, guys. You guys want to check Laura out. She's a healer. She has a great heart, amazing heart for people, and definitely check her out. And she has a lot of value that she can offer you as well. So yeah.
Definitely make sure you guys follow each other in the chat if you're enjoying the conversation. All right, Fashion Dolls. We're going to do something different and we're going to take some audience questions because I don't think the last time we did something called the Rapid Five with Arron and Tyrone. So we're going to do something called My Style, My Way. Now, you guys know that Style by Stevie is a fashion-based platform. You guys look at me and I'm always changing with over-the-top dramatic looks and hair colors from from green to blue to fuchsia, orange. I've had it all. So we're going to do something called My Style, My Way. So Arron has to describe his style in 5 different ways. How would you describe your personal style outside of being on set? Because I know when you're on set, you have to be a character, your character, remaining character and everything. So outside of that, how would you describe your personal style?
So my personal style, it varies between, you said five personal styles.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that I'm kind of in right now, which is low key, very muted, chill, laid back. That's kind of what it is. If it's elegant, I could do like tuxedo, classy, that kind of look. Urban, another way, urban swag. Sophisticated. I've always kind of been an old soul and a young body, so I like doing that. And then also just like if I'm just athletic wear, like going to the gym, chilling, doing stuff like that. So the majority of them chill, laid back, hip hop, urban, classy, tuxedo, suit and tie, athletic, and what's the other one I said? Just those. That's Arron right now. I got this athletic, whatever this. I'm in one of them right now, just chilling, because that's my personality. I'm chill.
Athleisure. And with us come, when we was in this thing, when this pandemic first hit, athleisure, everybody wanted to feel comfortable. It's all about comfort. Fashion style is all about being comfortable and being in your element. When I'm home, it's rompers, it's sundresses, it's jumpsuits, or a t-shirt and short for the stuff. But I like to be comfortable when I'm home to be able to move around. I'm gonna tell you guys this one story for my new viewers out here if you watch this. Now you guys know that Miss Stevie loves her gowns. There was one episode, and I don't think Skye ever knew this. This was the day I think after me and Skye went live, and he gave me that advice. And you guys see me get emotional and everything, but it was for good because what Skye was saying was so true. The day after, I had an interview with supermodel Carol Miles, and I think I wore a gown, and the gown had a long train, it had a tulle train, and before I came on, I almost broke my neck and tripped on that train. So yeah, fashion takes pain for my ladies out there that are watching. Fashion is pain, definitely. So I had to make sure that I'd come on being all professional. Hi, Fashion Dolls. And I had to play it off and stuff like didn't want nobody to see it. But yes, thank God you guys didn't see that. So, but yes, all in the name and in the sake of fashion. I wanted to have my Carrie Bradshaw moment because I seen Sarah Jessica Parker. She had the tulle skirt, and I said, okay, let me do it for the show. This is a very special interview. This is Carol Miles I'm interviewing, so I wanted it to be very, very special. And I wore that gown. So before we came on, yeah, that's when I took that tone. But I didn't want you guys to see it, though. It would have been the disaster. And then, yeah, then it would have been on TMZ and everywhere. So
your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe your stuff?
How would I describe mine? As you guys can tell, oh my God, I have a very bright personality. Like today, I'm wearing a lot of color, as you guys can tell. And yesterday, it was very sensual because the dress had a lot of cutouts and it was a mini dress. So it was a lot of leg out. And when I showed my mom the picture from the dress that I wore, she said, my God, where's the rest of the dress? It was so short. But this one comes all the way down to my knees. So I think she'll be pleased with this one. But moms will let you know up front if something is too short. If they don't like it, moms will let you know right up front. But she says you look beautiful overall. So just that made me feel good because I know she's happy. She watches the show. She loves the interview. She loves the platforms. But moms will let you know up front. Another way I would describe my style is confident because before I didn't have that confidence. I was picked on a lot in school. And it takes you a long time to build up confidence throughout the
Right.
years. You know, it's not just given to us overnight. You have to find it within yourself. What makes you feel confident? What makes you feel good on the inside? And I know for me, it's putting on a gown or putting on a nice pantsuit or just like the dress I wore yesterday, which was all those cutouts and leg. It was a lot of leg and a lot of back, a lot of everything. So I will say this. Another one that I would have to say to describe my style is ooh, bold, very bold. Because I've made some choices when it came to certain colors, and before I was just scared to try certain colors because we know colorism is a thing. Let's be real. I'm not the lightest girl in the room, and I'm just like I've heard people say things like, "Ooh, that doesn't look good on you. You shouldn't wear this color hair. You shouldn't wear this." And I'm just like, "Watch me, watch me, watch me take a risk." So I would have to say risk taking, daring, bold. Those are some ways to describe my personal style. And when I'm home, it's either a romper or a sundress, something either black or blue, but it will still have some color in it, like what I'm wearing today. Because my brother is the complete opposite. We both have two different styles. He's very stylish too,
Mm-hmm.
but me, I take it to a whole nother level. Like I would have to say I'm like one of the housewives. I can't remember which one of the housewives in Dubai, and she came to the dinner. She had a whole big ball gown on where the rest of the girls were dressed down simple. They had on their little sundresses or whatever, but she came with a big ball gown type thing on. So that would be me. I would definitely be the one to turn heads when you walk into the room
So,
because I like to pick outrageous, outlandish things that I've never seen people in. I like to be ahead of the trend when it comes to fashion, but I also look through Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, and that's where I get a lot of my ideas and looks from, inspiration. So I said, okay, ooh, I like that color. So I follow Pantone too. So I also try to keep up with the color wheel, and I
right.
see what colors and trends are in. Like right now, we're in spring months.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of bright colors that I've been wearing. So I've been keeping up with the trend, right? And then in the fall, winter months, the colors will get darker. It's the complete opposite. So then you'll see me wear the velvets and the suedes and the greens and the blacks. That's when you go darker. Whereas in the spring months, it's more lively and fun. And as you can tell, it brightens up my personality because mental studies have shown that when you put color into your life, color brightens your day. You
Oh,
know, that improves mental health as well, too. So when you wear bright colors, you put on yellow. It's something about the color yellow for me. Yellow for me brings out a happiness inside of me. It makes me think of the sunshine outside. It makes me think of daffodils, the most colorful things. So I would have to say that's a little long-winded for how I would describe my style, but perfectly needed because people out here need to know that when you put color or something that makes you feel confident or good into your life, it makes you feel good when you walk into the room and you get compliments and people say, "Oh my God, what are you wearing today? You look good." So when you look good, you feel
that's
good.
a,
And it's all about feeling good on my platform. So that's why I say, welcome to the Dollhouse Fashion Dolls, because I'm dressing you guys with love. And more importantly, I want you guys to walk away feeling confident, feeling good about yourselves.
I love that. So my question is, when are you gonna be at the Met? When you get to the Met Gala? What's up?
Well, and somebody asked me that question before, and if I was to go to the Met Gala, I would take all black fashion designers with me. I would take all black stylists with me. I wouldn't go alone.
Mhm.
I wouldn't want my first time to be alone. I would take everybody that is in the industry because we know how it is for black fashion designers and creatives. So if I go, I would have to take my brother Skye if he's still here. I definitely would take him. I would take some black stylists, black fashion designers, black creators along with
So
me because I want them to be included and have representation as well too. So my thing is, if I get a seat at the table, I'm giving everybody black that is out here creating a seat at the table too. I
that's dope.
wouldn't go.
That's fire.
So you guys stay tuned because I mean I have gotten offers to go to these events and stuff, but I've turned them down. I said no, no, nah. It's not my time yet. It's not my time yet. On God's
I
timing.
love it.
And that's what my mom always tells me to. On God's time. And I don't rush the process. You know, I'm thankful for everything that he's put into my life, this platform, and amazing people like you guys, and amazing guests like you, Aaron. So I'm thankful for that. So in due time, it will happen. And that is going to be a one in the lifetime moment that I will definitely cherish for the rest of my life if they ever ask to do it again. Definitely.
Fantastic.
That's So those are the moments that are precious. You cherish the little things, and I've learned to just go along and cherish the little things in life because I realize being in this business, some people can get such a big head and just like, oh, I'm better than you. I'm better than no. We all have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere, and we all have to realize that when it comes to helping out the next person and the next person, there's always someone who came before you. And even for me, there's people out here who have came before me that have platforms as well too. And I make sure that I give them their flowers and their just due also because they opened the door and they carved the path for me so that I can walk on that path along with them as well too. So I'm thankful for it, and I wouldn't trade it a day in the world.
Love that.
A little long-winded. I know my answers are long-winded, fashion dolls, but it ties in perfectly for the theme of today's show, which is jump by faith. And I want people to take that lesson with them because going for career opportunities or business opportunities can be scary. You know, especially if you're moving away, being away from family. I don't know what I would do if that opportunity ever came where I would have to be like, okay, it's time to leave the family. And I know that that can be scary for a lot of people out here who are looking to get into the business, who are looking to become actors, who are looking to become directors, who are looking to host platforms like myself. It can be scary making that big move because it's new faces, you don't know anyone, and you're used to the norm. And what I mean by you guys are used to the norm is that you're used to being comfortable in one place where it's just like, okay, if you're going to be an actor, you have to be willing to fly and go to these auditions. You have to be able to go to set. You have to be able to do your table reads. Go to your table reads as well too, which can be scary for the first time because you're meeting new people, and there's nothing wrong with meeting new people. I'm open and I'm receptive to everything that the universe has to offer, and I'm totally at ease. I can say that because before I had like a wall up, and I'm just like, ooh. But I still kind of am guarding, and I still have my reservations, which is needed in this business. Be careful who you allow into your circle. But I'm so blessed and thankful with the circle that I have right now behind me 100%. And it's amazing the love and support that you guys do. I can't thank you all enough. That's how humble I am. And I realized because my mom even told me that along the way too, that don't let this industry make you get such a big head that you forget who you are and where you came from. And that's why I'm so relatable to people is because I try to make it to the point where people can come on and they feel comfortable with talking to me. And they've told me secrets and shared secrets with me. And my girlfriend Felicia, I know she's watching. She can attest to this because she's just like, she tells me things and I tell her things. And she just like, I'm like a vault. I keep it a secret. I don't tell it. So I'm thankful to cherish those memories with each and every one of you guys. So thank y'all for the love and support.
It's amazing.
Yes. So that goes along with the experience of having longevity, which is what we talked about in yesterday's episode with Force and Deeds. The staying power and keeping going, keeping the energy and the willpower going even after loss, losing something. I lost my sister in 2018, and that was very, very difficult because her birthday is going to be right around the corner, June 29th. And I know when that time comes, I don't even have a show plan for that. I said, I want to make sure that I celebrate her legacy and her memory, keeping it on. You want to come up briefly? Come on up, brother. I'll add you. Keeping her legacy going and flourishing while she's not here. It's a lot.
Yeah. Hi, my beautiful sister.
Hi.
Hi, Aaron. How are you? Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
It's
Skye?
going pretty good. Yes. I know it's kind of dark because I just got home from work. So I don't know if you guys can see me too good. But I wanted to go back to something that you said, Stevie. I noticed my mom Monique is on here. Everybody say hello. her.
I love
Um,
you, Monique.
I wanted to say that you oftentimes refer to me um, as a person who's giving you great advice. And
Yeah.
I remember our conversation that we had very candidly. We had a private conversation, and it's super important that I share it because I know that it can be helpful to someone else. So I remember when you were starting out, and hey, mommy, how are you?
I'm
Please, everybody,
trying
give a
not
shout
to
out
see
to
it.
my mom. She uh, just recently had a small surgery, and she is recovering beautifully.
Beautiful.
So I just want to send her some love. Um, Oftentimes, as you know, you and I have talked, I always refer to myself as that I'm still in this place of king training, as my mom would call it. And I fall short every single day. Um, I sometimes give my perspective and my point of views on certain topics, right? And one of the things is that when Stevie was doing this particular platform, um, she was trying to extend olive branches and was bringing people on. And I think that the community didn't quite understand the direction in which she was going in, right? And I remember her saying some things that were very true, but I was so afraid because I have to live in my truth. I was so afraid of the backlash that she would receive as a person who's entering into the industry, and me just being totally afraid. Now, here's the catch-22 to that. My mother, mentor, friend, Monique, um, some people would say that she's controversial, right? And controversial meaning standing up for things that, you know, she believes wholeheartedly, not just things that apply to herself, but things that apply to our community. And I stand in solidarity with her because of that.
Me too.
And I love her, not because of her celebrity, but because of her authenticity, right? And I have this beautiful sister over here, Stevie, who's doing the same exact thing, right? And here I'm saying, I don't know if you should say that. I don't know if you should do that because you could get yourself canceled. And I had to have an aha moment. It was one day that I was having a conversation with my mom, and it was about something that was random. And I was realizing that I was in solidarity of my mother, but my sister is over here going through the same thing.
Right here.
And
Go
for
get the
me, it was a
moment.
very teachable moment. And when we talk about women of color, when we talk about men of color, and when we talk about our community, the last thing that we want to do is to tell our brothers and sisters that by speaking up for things that they strongly believe in is detrimental. You know what I mean? Because what we oftentimes don't realize is that not only are we damaging the mindset, we're damaging the spirit. And I had to kind of go back. And I realized that I was a part of people possibly telling her, censoring her. That was what our conversation was like. And I had to apologize to my sister. And because I'm a person that I believe that when and if you fuck up publicly, you have to apologize publicly. And so I came on and I had a very candid, open-hearted conversation with my sister. Um, because not only is she loving, not only is she kind, not only is she considerate, she's impactful in the community in such a way that people sometimes don't understand. And I know a lot of women in my life like that, who simply want to do nothing more than to build us up, right? To feed our spirits, to feed our hearts, to feed our minds with the necessary things that's needed to go out into the world and meet the world on its terms, right? Strong, right? And in having that conversation, it taught me to live out loud, because sometimes we can live in secret because we're too afraid of popular opinion. And so it ties into what you were saying in terms of when we talk about stepping out on faith, right? Taking that leap of faith. And so that was something that, in partnership, that you did for me. Um, it taught me how to be courageous, and it taught me how to be bold. And I'm still learning that. You know what I mean? And so I'm so appreciative um, of you for that. Oftentimes when I tune in, I see you. You could have three people in the room, on these chats, and you speak to those 3 people in such a way like it's 500 people in the room. I watch you exude the same common courtesy, love, and humility for every single person that you come across, albeit a guest, albeit those of us that you know and love. And I believe that when you are of star quality, I believe that that's what it's about, right? Because oftentimes we can follow trends, right? And what I love about you, and I love about the guests that you typically bring on, because I believe that there has to be an attraction. I'm a firm believer in that. I believe that you attract, right, who and what you are. And I believe that when you're attracting these particular guests, and I tune in because I'm always finding people like my coming across you, Arron, and it's been a couple other guests. And I follow them. I start to follow them and I start to view their journeys, right? Because I believe that through her, I'm able to now tap in to the hearts, the perspectives, the hardships, and the blessings of these other individuals. And it helps to inspire me. And so when you are a person that you're not concerned with trends and you're really in your own lane, you're carving your own lane, you're reaching, in my opinion, the necessary people that's needed, because you could be a person, you can have thousands of followers, and you'll have people that I like to consider, and I want to say this in a loving way, you'll attract people sometimes who are brain dead, meaning that they can easily be swayed, they can easily follow what they think is popular, right? But then you'll have the other people who are a little bit more open-minded and a little bit more free-spirited. And those are the people that you absolutely, because those are the people that's needing that you're really feeding them. You know what I mean? You're equipping them with the necessary tools that's needed to go out. So as much as I do support you, Stevie, and as much as you talk about what I do for you in your life, I think that it's super important that I publicly say what you're doing for other people such as me. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you in such a way. I love you as my sister. I love you not just for your outer beauty, but for your inner beauty as well. And so I wanted to be able to share that. Thank you for being as loud and as courageous and as bold and as beautiful and as truthful and honest as you are, because that's needed. And I'm still learning that. Now, granted, I came from reality TV. I'm honest and I'm bold, right? But I'm also learning what it means to stand with our brothers and sisters, especially when we're fighting things such as inequality, when we're fighting things as racism or colorism. There's so many fights that we have to fight. And I do believe that when we're silent about something, then that means that we're in compliance of that. Silence is compliance. Um, and so I'm as radical as they come. And I'm learning how to be even more radical. So I know that I'm probably going to be just as loud and just as bold and just as courageous um, as you are. And I love that. And so I really genuinely wanted to say that I'm so appreciative of you. I enjoy what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I know you probably can't see it now, but believe you me that it's working. It's working for your good. And the people like this young brother, the questions that he answered them so beautifully and eloquently, that people are watching you, Arron, and saying, you know, maybe this is my moment, this is my calling. You know, I can do that too. As content creators, what we put out into the universe, it'll be here forever. You know what I mean? It'll be here forever, you know, and it's not necessarily the quantity of what we put out, right? But the quality of what we put out. And so it'll reach the necessary people that's needed. So I want you both to know that by you two coming together, what it is that you're leaving for people like me who are onlookers, people who are sponges and that's looking to soak these things up. You know what I mean? And so I'm appreciative of that. So again, I know that was probably a little bit long-winded. So I'm going to leave you all to the rest of the interview and go back to the comments section. But I wanted to be able to share that with you because I think that it's important to tell our friends and our loved ones simply what they mean to us.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you so much.
know that was a lot.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. I'm just taking it all in, all of this love that you was giving me, brother, and I
Thank
appreciate it
you. Let me
100%.
turn this light on because I feel like I've, so you guys can see my face. I'm black. I just want to assure everybody I'm black. But because I felt like I couldn't see myself. But yeah, I genuinely wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to share that with Arron. Um, I can't wait for future endeavors from both of you people. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I love you, sister. You
I
know,
love you too, brother.
I'm going to go back to the comment section now. Arron, thank you for being a part of this. I'll definitely be following you and your work.
Thank you, brother.
No problem.
I'll follow you. Yep.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Skye.
I think
Ladies
that
and gentlemen, my brother, Skye Valentine. I got emotional. You guys see me get a little emotional because it always happens. God always knows exactly. It's great to have people like that in your life who I'm so thankful to have him in my life. It's just amazing. I can say this: when Beyonce did her Grammy speech, she said one thing that stood out, and it was God is protecting me. God is protecting me. I'm deeply, divinely protected, and and it's by people like Skye, it's by people like Alan Yankee, K Toops, my girlfriend Felicia, and so many others, my parents, my family. God has put so many people in my life that I'm so thankful to still be here, to be alive, to share and witness it with you guys as well too. So I am deeply, divinely protected, and that is one thing Beyonce said that stood out that I take along with me, that we are all divinely protected by God. We all have a destination and we have a reason and we have a purpose. And I can say my purpose on earth here while I'm here, as long as I'm still here, is to bring people happiness and more importantly, to bring people confidence and make them feel good about themselves. Walk away from my interviews and conversations like this that are meaningful and impactful that can help the next person and the next person. Girl, I didn't even know you was in here. My girlfriend, my sister Felicia, since she about to make me cry. And Skye and Felicia know each other. So definitely that's my girl. And then we just text each other like we didn't text each other not too long ago. I love you too, girl. It's amazing. That's what I was saying. It's amazing to have just this support circle around watching you. They're cheering you on. Those are the people that you need within your circle. And I'm glad to have a Skye and a Felicia and an Island Yankee and a K-Toops and so many others who are other content creators. Because being in this business, being a talk show hostess, being in this business is very competitive. And Arron, you know that as an actor because there are so many actors out here who is just like, I gotta get this role, I gotta get it. It's a competitive business.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not like that. So far, other content creators have welcomed me with open arms. And they say, we love what you're doing, we love your platform, and we think you're incredible. And the same goes for them. Like months ago, I had Scotty by Nature on the show, and I love Scotty. And then I had Conscious TV on the platform. Also amazing talk show host and platform host. Thank you for allowing me to share time with y'all. Anytime, brother, you can come anytime. Anytime. I need that. And that's what we need. Sky's like a breath of fresh air, literally. And it's amazing to have people like that in my life. And I've interviewed other content creators, and it wasn't competitive at all. They're very supportive. We all support each other, and that's what you need is a support circle around you. And
Yeah.
again, it goes back to the key thing, because I'm going to wrap up because I know I can't keep Aaron. We'll be here all day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you guys a quote of the day, the final thought of the day, to conclude this conversation that we had, and it comes from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Okay. Don't be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. So each and every day, we're making an experiment through our journeys through life. We're hitting a milestone, whether it's hitting your first home run at a baseball game, whether it's winning an award or an accolade, whether it's sitting here and taking in all of the love that my brother Skye just gave me. That just, I got emotional, as you guys can see. And then my sister got emotional in the comments for what I was saying to her. So we were just, today is a day of giving everybody their flowers while they're here on earth. We have lost so many people from the year of 2021 to 2022 to now 2023. And I want to, my advice to anybody who's watching my talk show here and platform would be to give people their flowers and celebrate them. Trust me, I know this all too well. Before it's too late. I lost a sister in August, and that stings. It still stings, and it's deep to me because I was so close to her. And my girlfriend, my sister Felicia, knows she's very close to her as well. And I try to be as transparent with people as possible. So transparency, vulnerability, share that with people. Share the moments that make us unique with human, with people, because there's so many people who are going through things in real life as well too. And we have to learn to separate the glamorous side from real life side, because we all have something in our life that we're battling. You never know what the next person's story could be. And that is why I give people a platform to come on and tell their story. And I do it in a way where I don't control the narrative. You control what you want to tell, and you let people know what you want to tell them. And that's how I do it. I don't dictate anyone's story. I allow them to come on and have the floor on my platform. Because they will say, "Oh, she tried to tell my story." No, they told their story. That's their story, and that's their part of life. So remember that. Any final words of encouragement, Aaron, before we wrap up? Any words of encouragement, fashion dolls in the audience? Because I know you guys are all taking in all of this amazing energy here.
I want to build on what you said, Miss Stevie, with that quote. I think there's a great African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. So I think that's something to build on what you just said, and something that I think is super important, particularly with your brother Skye that came on in terms of mentorship and
Love.
seeking and having somebody to talk to, and it goes both ways. The mentor and the mentee are both fulfilled and inspired from one another. So just want to build on that. Find your community, find your tribe, believe in you, and support you and celebrate you as if you are family. I think that's important.
You know what? Scott said something else too. I know I'm bragging on him, picking on Scott today, my brother. But he said something to another one of my guests, a colleague of mine, Dante. He says, "Go where you are celebrated, not
Yes.
tolerated." And to add on to what Aaron and Scott said, it's a quote by Nina Simone that I absolutely love. And it is, "When love is no longer being served, you get up from that table. You go where a table where someone appreciates you, who knows you're valuable, who knows you are worthy. Go to a platform." I don't sit in rooms where I'm not welcome. I don't go anywhere where I'm not welcome. I only go to the places where I know that I'm going to receive the love that I give back, because I give so much of it to the world. And I have so much of myself to give to everybody. I know I can't do it in 365 days in a year because the world revolves and there are so many people that watch this platform. But you guys are taking in the love by watching me on your phones or on your tablets or TVs or wherever. You're getting that love like that. So I want to make sure that I continue keep doing it, because being in this business, it's so much going on in the world where we have to we're taking it all in. But I want people to have an escape. I want you guys to have an escape from what's going on in the world. A place where it can be like, And my place is that. Y'all coming in with a word today. Praise that. Yes, you, Skye, you did. You said go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. And that is in any career field. If someone doesn't know your worth, you know your worth. You know your worth because you are worthy. You are worthy. You are valuable and you are important. And I want you all to remember that, fashion goals. All right? So I'm done preaching on my soapbox. Arron, let everyone know where they can follow you and check out the Project Crown. I know you can't give a whole lot on it.
Yep. So my name's Arron. You can find me at AarronLloyd.com or on Arron Lloyd Instagram. For Crown, I would definitely seek the website, which I think is thecrownmovie.com, or seek out Dash Kalos on Instagram, and she has more information as to where that's going. And Skye says shout out to Marvin Alexander as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Diamond,
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on too, Miss Stevie. This has been great.
always. I would love to have you back again in the future so we can discuss your projects in the fall, because he is going to be in theater in the fall. So make sure you guys go to www.arronlloyd.com, check out his website, follow him here on the ground. Make sure you guys follow my brother Skye Valentine, who I love so much. Definitely. And shout outs to my sister, my girlfriend, Felicia. She always watches. And then shout outs to Island Yankee as well. Shout outs to all of you, for my new viewers, all of you guys. And shout outs to Queen Monique for coming in as well too. Oscar winning actress. This woman has paved the way for women of color like myself. And I got emotional because she was here and then Skye was here. So it's just like your idol came in and then your other idol, your brother. So yes, you guys see me get emotional. I always try to be the strong one. I always try not to cry. I say I don't want to cry because I know my makeup artist is going to be pissed off. So, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. This was a great show today, and I hope you guys all took something away from this. So, handle me like precious cargo. Thanks. Hello, Skye, and period, sis. Love you guys. Love you, Fashion Dolls. Joining me tomorrow, we have Martell Starr. So make sure you guys tune in. All right? Martell Starr will be joining me. I'm wiping my nose because I got a little emotional. You never know who's watching. Yes. And I appreciate all the love. I'm going to continue to keep bringing you guys amazing content. We have shows all the way up until October, which is my birthday month, my 30th birthday. I can't believe I'm saying it. I'm trying not to cry like my sister, because God rest her soul. She cried when she turned 30. Oh my goodness. But yes, I'm gonna try. We're gonna celebrate it. It's a milestone. But I love you guys, and we're gonna continue to keep this platform glowing. So make sure you guys are following. Make sure you guys follow my brother Skye. Follow our amazing guest here, Arron. And tune in tomorrow. We have Martell Starr. Thank you guys for all of this amazing love and support that you guys are giving me, new viewers and all. Thank you all. So we're going to continue to keep this platform going, this journey going, and it's going to be an amazing. So you guys stay tuned. Take care, everyone.
Take care. God bless.
You too.